What's up, YouTube? Somebody give me some theme music, please. Welcome to Wolf King's Vids. I'm your host, The Adversary. Everybody give it up. Okay, we're probably going to keep this video a bit short, unfortunately. I suppose we might look at some other stuff, but anyway, yeah. G-Man has critiqued Carl Sagan's famous saying, "We are the way the universe knows itself," and we're gonna see if we could help him out with these metaphors. Let's just take a quick peek. Okay, there we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mark by God. Just want to say this real quick because I'm starting to notice a lot of people are starting to say this. Number one, we are.
It's been saying for a while now, so.
Not the universe, okay? The universe is comprised of planets, stars, matter. It's comprised of like dark holes and
black holes. You dumb hole.
Meteors and
what an asshole.
You know, and things like that and whatnot. Asteroids, you know, and things like that. We live in the universe, but we are not the universe because we are not comprised of planets, stars, matter, and things.
We're not made of matter. What a dumbass. Yeah, we're a part of the universe. No one said we are the universe in that saying. I'm pretty sure Carl Sagan understood what he was saying when he made the adage. But go on, Mr. Barrel Stacker.
Things along that nature. The sooner you understand that, the sooner you will stop sounding like somebody who never went to school.
Just the sheer irony in that statement. The universe is made of. We're not the universe because, first off, no one said that, because the universe is made of matter, planets, and it's comprised of other things like galaxies and stars and stuff like that. And you know, we're not made of anything like that. Brilliant.
The second thing that I would like to point out, and this will be the final point because I got to get back to what I was doing. Point number two is we are not a way for the universe to know itself. The universe can't know itself because it is an inanimate object and is not capable of comprehending things, doing any real problem solving or anything like that. It's inanimate. It can't think. It can't do any of those things. So once again, we are not the universe and we are not a way for the universe to know itself. I know you think it sounds all deep when you say things like that. I know it sounds like all like it was very thought-provoking when you were saying those things, but it's not. All it is that you got a bunch of people out there who are holding to their scientism, who are practicing their secular religion and trying to push it on you.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic. What will we do without G-Man? His intellectual abilities are obviously not fully taken advantage of at that convenience store, that appliance store, whatever. Okay, let's just unpack that, right? So the universe is an inanimate object that can't problem solve or do anything like that. Okay, so I guess the saying is we're not a part of the universe, obviously. What Carl Sagan meant by that, we are a way the universe knows itself, right? For the universe to know itself, is because we as human beings are a part of the universe. We're connected to it. On the atomic level, you know, we're composed of atoms and stuff the same as any other piece of matter. On the biological level, we have DNA. We're made up of chemistry, the same as every other form of life on Earth. We're based on the same genetic code. You know, that's how we were able to evolve and diversify over millions of years. And the cosmological, the same uh, atomic phenomenon in our body that the atoms that construct the molecules are traceable to phenomena out there in space in the cosmos. So um it's kind of it's really I can't say I'm disappointed that G-Man doesn't understand this. I mean, uh when you think that, I mean, this is a guy who fucking thought that friggin' that disease didn't have a genetic basis to it, so I'm not really surprised he doesn't understand this. I mean, this is pretty simple, but when you think that a simple analogy for physics is akin to scientism and a secular religion, whatever the fuck that is, I mean, it's astonishing. It's really ridiculous. But then again, I'm not surprised that he doesn't understand metaphors. But what else we got? I guess there was this one other video he made, which is kind of interesting. Let's just I really was gonna lay off G-Man for a while since Rag's been pushing his shit recently to the point that he's been going more crazy, like he's been bootstrapping on his bullshit recently. Okay.
That would be interesting, but he only has.
Okay.
In one way to quickly encapsulate this, years ago when I first referenced that I was writing a book and seeing about getting it published, the first comment that people were making was, "Is it about atheism?" And my answer was, "No. Why the hell would I write about atheism? I have other interests." But he doesn't. I mean, the only thing he ever talks about is that one book. I mean, it'd be interesting in theory to get into a conversation with him about like Star Wars or something. That would be interesting, but he only has one topic. And when I first started running the shuffles, it was so the community could actually have an outlet so we could just come together and talk about stuff that, quote, quote, doesn't matter, you know, things that aren't part of these big hot button discussion areas. So that we could all just chill out and talk about, you know, things that matter to us, whether it be on a personal level or just BS about movies, music, whatever. But these are things we could talk about.
Extreme value, kind of, if you will, a value beyond others, something that was.
They're liars. What are they lying about?
That I was trying to hold on to for as long as possible. I think to an extent, G-Man views his own beliefs as true, but it's to the extent he believes it, the fundamentalist aspect of it, which is, to an extent, its own detriment.
I can understand holding the belief. I can really do it. I can understand trying to find value in something. It's just that.
Oh damn! You showed them, G-Man.
This is just
what's curious though is that he was more moral.
Back to the video, Drag.
Somebody said my name. What? What?
No shit. Back to the video.
I wonder where he actually got that figure. I don't know if his ass or his I'm not sure.
What?
No shit. Back to the video.
Oh, okay. Video. We're not even 2 minutes in.
I didn't know we were watching one. Okay.
These people claim that there's no proof, no convincing evidence that God exists.
Yeah, I know you're gonna pay attention to this. That's his own damn voice.
The bottom line is
Stop the video.
You just have a hand. What that?
Yes, but I gotta stop the video because we had that last break was so long. Shadow didn't even know we were watching the video.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Oh, and I watched it earlier. This thing's a fucking train wreck, man.
Play.
I think this is what hell looks like.
Yeah, Drake, we're not getting the sound from me anymore.
Doesn't look at hostage video. He's got the white sheet behind him. They're asking for $2 million. Where G-Man will get killed. Please help me.
Yeah, you're not getting my $2 million.
he said something on here that was really interesting. That most of the young people that he knows are not religious. and most of the people in this community is not religious. That's what he said.
Yeah, it's not really a controversial statement. I mean, hell, most of the young people in over 100 countries. I actually remember this study I used for Ken Jones. A lot of them aren't religious, you know, and in a lot of those countries, they're actually doing pretty well. They have high GDP, they have greater income equality, higher education. They're doing pretty well. So, don't know how that's a controversial statement. I hope you have a good counterpoint to that.
That's what Saka said. Guys keep wondering why I keep saying these people are not intelligent.
So, okay, that's nice. That's good projection, G man. That's good, buddy.
Okay, I watched the first 5 minutes, but before I realized, you know what, this needs a response of some sort, and that is that, you know, YouTube atheism, not YouTube, G plus atheism is dead. Nobody makes any arguments anymore, and all the atheists do now is troll. That's it. That's the basic gist of it. And that, you know, then he goes off to name some people, you know, that don't have any arguments and they don't engage in.
And by the way, one of the people that don't got an argument is Saka. Well, Saka knows how to do it. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God, this dude is 40. This is so pathetic. I remember when the last time they were in there together talking, like he said, "You're stupid times 3." It's like this motherfucker's 40 years old. He's talking like a fucking 9-year-old. I don't get it. Oh my God, dude.
Saka ain't got no arguments either.
Grow your old ass up.
Anymore. And
with that lame ass backwards hat you got on.
Was me. And it's weird because, you know,
massive troll.
The last time that I actually had a engagement with G-Men on the topic of religion was about 2 months ago. It was after he did the Shannon Q interview on the Non Sequitur. And afterwards there was an after hang. He was in there for a bit. And he got grilled with a bunch of questions, you know, people doing the usual pile on G-Man shit. And then gets to the end and people say, "Oh, okay, we've been kind of jumping on G-Man here. We've been dancing around topics that, you know, he's been shifting the conversation to. What do you want to answer? Ask any questions?" And, you know, he picked me and said,
I think he brought up that answered prayer bullshit and his dumbass notebook.
No. Ask me, why are you an atheist? And I decided to try something new, which is that I was going to give him an honest answer. Okay? I give him an honest answer.
Now you guys hear that now, right? All the other answers I've gotten in the past were not honest. Now
he didn't say that. These weak ass little gotchas, G-Man.
He wants to be honest. He wants to do something new. He wants to be honest about why he's an atheist. Did anybody catch that?
I mean, I think he was trying to like honestly engage your dumbass without, I don't know, like making fun of you or something like that. Like, just saying, you gotta read between the lines, bro.
And it was basically that, you know, my position is that I reject substance dualism.
There's no way this guy's 40.
I reject substance dualism. I reject any notion of a transcendental mind or a mind or consciousness that could persist.
He's now listening to our video, so let's say something really, really encouraging for G-Man. Go get.
I'm sorry, you guys can't hear that. Ragna's not very intelligent.
So butthurt.
Warned you before he says these things.
Ask me this question, okay? And what he does is that, you know, he listens to the first little bit.
Oh, and by the way, Ragnar sent me an invite to come into his room. Like, I'm gonna go in his room. This guy makes negative videos.
Oh, so you a bitch. You scary. You scared of drag because he'll put your shit in. Basically, he'll put you in your place. Real great, bro. Real nice. I see the warrior of God, too afraid to deal with atheists. People who don't really exist. These people don't exist according to you, G-Man, or whatever the hell you're talking about at the current minute.
About me every single day of his life because he has no life, and he invites me to his room. Yeah, sure.
That I explained to him that when you're talking about atheism, the concept of God that an atheist is referring to is in a theological sense, generally to do with a creator deity of some sort, at least some type of supernatural, God form.
So Saka just admitted that he believes in natural gods, pantheistic gods he believes in.
Oh my God. What a retard.
He doesn't believe in supernatural gods. So I guess we got another definition for atheism we got.
Yeah, there's no such thing as natural gods. I don't know where the fuck you got that from. I think absent of pantheism, which that's the only thing that makes sense in terms of natural God, calling the universe God, it really just doesn't make any sense. Like that distinction seems kind of useless.
I'm gonna contend with now.
And that
doesn't mean you're rejecting all gods. Doesn't mean you're rejecting the ones you can't see with your eyes.
I agree that a God can exist outside of into a material form. Even if you were to propose a material-esque God, that had a supernatural nature to it.
I think I'm gonna just gonna give this one more minute because it's going into that dumb little fucking semantic esque tactic you want to go through, and I just don't have that patience. I'm just
supernatural.
For those of you who are watching this is not an argument for atheism. He's simply saying that he doesn't believe in gods he can't see with his eyes, but he believes in gods that he.
I'm just glad we're just not dealing with arguments today, kid. I'm happy we're not engaging in that.
He can see with his eyes.
That spiritual aspect, I can still, say no. I don't buy that because again, the idea of a transcendental mind or anything that can exist outside of the physical form is just ludicrous. It's just a ludicrous idea to me.
And in my opinion, I think atheism is completely illogical. I think it's evil, and I think that it's been dead on G+ for a little while now. They claim that they said in this Google Hangout, for example, that atheism has been normalized. Whereas if you walk around in New Jersey, you start asking people.
Oh my God. Okay, let me just get into this real quick. Here's what I don't get from G-Man, right? Like anytime he makes statements about the world, like he generally makes claims about how things are the way they are, basically. He always talks about things that are within his range of vision. I'm not playing. Like if it's not on his social media platform that he's using, if it's not in his town, in his New Jersey-esque neighborhood that he lives in, if it's not occurring within his 5 meter fucking like range of attention, it must not be occurring. I mean, it's retarded. Like what the fuck? Like you don't look at national trends, you don't look at international trends, you don't look at like global like statistics and stuff like that. Like what the that's a very limited like view to gauge how things are in the world. I mean to suggest otherwise just fucking stupid. You're admitting that you're ignorant of how things work on a larger perspective.
You know what an atheist is? You know how many people out there don't even know what an atheist is? It's not normalized. It's not normalized. An atheist is still like a weird person.
I'm not exactly sure about that. I think with sort of the rise of the secular movement amongst millennials, I think it's there is sort of like a trend that is getting towards sort of like tolerating atheism. I mean, I've actually read certain polls. I think it's actually Islam that's more distrusted nowadays. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that the numbers might not be as G-Man success. But then again, I'm not surprised G-Man doesn't understand math or English or any basic school subject.
These people are funny.
And G-Man then go on to defend substance dualism. to defend his notion of God? Did he go on to challenge my metaphysical assumptions? No, of course not.
Because it's not an argument for atheism. It's an argument for you not believing in a Christian God. That's not an argument for atheism. We clearly have a...
you know, let me just skip the stupid shit.
I think Sokka is just a little intimidated that you know...
Yeah. He's intimidated by your dumbass. The dude that runs away with his tail between his legs every goddamn time.
Or Levian Satanist. Conflate the term God is used to describe, you know, somebody like Michael Jordan or Levian Satanist with the theological concept of God that we're actually referring to in these conversations. Now, I acknowledge there are different definitions of God. I brought up the example that there's different uses of the term prince. You know, when referring to the prince as a member of the royal family, or prince as in like the prince of pop or the prince of dance or something like that. You know, we're obviously not talking about the same thing. And so, yeah, when we talk about...
I don't even believe in atheism, but we got to talk about it. Only about 1.5% of our planet claims to be atheists. But, like, honestly, it's not even...
You don't believe in atheists, but you bitch about atheists and complain about them all the friggin' time. That's kind of nonsensical, but okay.
Like worth talking about. A lot of people don't.
I mean, I would also love to hear, like, where'd you get that whole 1.5% atheism of the world? I would really love to see that. I mean, I'd love to see that. I mean, that's news to me.
I don't even claim this mess. A lot of people don't even know what atheism is. It's like a strange alien word or whatever. So, you know.
Comes from the Greek atheos, without God. G-man, bro, you gotta know your role, man. Stick to cutting them boxes, selling appliances, stacking them barrels. Do that shit, man.
When I say that these people in G Plus are delusional, like, I mean, they are delusional about the world that they're living in. There's a heck of a lot more theists on the planet than there are atheists. We outnumber them like 3,000 or 4,000 to 1.
Gods, we talk about somebody being a god.
Yeah, it's already meant to be popular.
In sports, you know, I brought an example of Michael Jordan.
You're not being nice with that 3,000 to 4,000 to 1. It's more like 50,000 to 1. You know how hard it is to find an atheist in your local city? Like, I'm telling you, I have to look really, really hard to find one atheist.
He makes weird ass poses.
One.
He's not actually a god in the theological sense, which is the only way that we're using the term when we're defining atheism. Yeah. Now, this is not a hard concept for the other, 7 billion people in the world.
I will give Sokka credit for something, and there's room for credit. At least they're trying to make an argument again. They took a break from all of their ridiculous childhood antics and trolling, and they're attempting to use their brains, and I greatly appreciate that. They still need to repent of their sins, and they still...
It's just funny the way he postures all the fucking time, and I mean, the funny thing is they're not even making an argument, right? They're criticizing your poor behavior anytime you engage in conversation, and your simplistic, fallacy-laden rhetoric. Especially, like, the only thing you're aware of is that the majority of the world is comprised of religious believers over secular people, which no one is denying. It's a pretty basic fact. That doesn't mean that it's right in virtue of of the number of people that accept the proposition. A lot of them diverge, so I mean that doesn't really make any sense. It's pretty simple-minded, anyway.
Don't need to come to Jesus Christ before the tribulation comes.
When you present this to G-Man, he doesn't get it.
Yeah, I also think, just going back to the earlier thing, he said delusional. A guy who thinks that everyone is out to get him, who's really paranoid, who thinks that people are hacking his phone and all that shit. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you got your head on straight, man. You're rational amongst a world of crazy people.
He's just not smart enough to get this thing.
Oh, I'm not smart enough to agree with your claim but yet I don't have critical thinking, huh? No, I'm sorry, Saka. I've heard your lane claim. I disagree with your lane claim, and that is not an argument against atheism. That is an argument against Christianity.
This is his go-to argument. He says that an atheist would have to deny the existence of a natural God. He'd have to deny the existence of somebody like Michael Jordan.
Atheism, A, means without. Theism, it means that you are without the belief in a God. That doesn't mean supernatural gods. That means all gods. Okay? And this is what Saka Count doesn't understand. He can call me an idiot, dumb, stupid, whatever he wants to call me. Try doing that in the room with me when we open up a dictionary and talk about the definition of atheism.
In order to truly be atheist. Now, no matter what I do, or what I did in that conversation, where I spelled out that, atheist is only...
No, atheists claim that there are no gods. See, and this is what the mistake that Saka's making, ladies and gentlemen. Saka is starting to speak for every person that's out there. Is he now saying that Bionic Dance only don't believe in supernatural gods? I think Bionic Dance would be very offended to know that there is somebody out there telling her that she doesn't believe, that she only doesn't believe in supernatural gods. I think she would be a little offended by that. Now that we got Saka Count defining atheism for everybody on the planet.
Oh my God, this is so. I mean, the title explains itself. The guy don't understand metaphors. He don't understand how they work, and he takes them. He takes them way too literal. Like, I mean, that's a problem. I mean, for natural, there's no such thing as a natural God. Like if a Leviathan Satanist calls himself a god, it's a metaphor for basically he's the one in control of his own destiny. Basically, that doesn't mean he could fucking violate the laws of physics at will or whatever. I mean, like that's retarded. Like that literally makes no sense. Like this is the same dumbass fucking trick he tried to do with the atheist experience, and it failed right on its it fell right on its face. Oh my God. I'll give this one more minute and then I'm probably going to wrap this up. I mean, if he actually was serious about these conversations rather than this childish, like word games, he'd be farther down the line.
Wants the theological concept of God. He couldn't get this. But so that's beside the point.
You're right. I definitely don't got a dictionary. I don't know how to read my dictionary. My dictionary means theism. Means to be without a belief in
Bitch, you could hardly fucking spell. Shut up.
God. I'm a lot smarter than Saka thinks. Problem with Saka is Saka just wants me to be gullible. So here's the thing. On the one hand, they're saying that you got to use critical thinking. And on the other hand, they want you to be gullible. I just wish they would make their mind up which one they want. It's either you just believe everything that you hear, or is it that you...
Dude, you take science advice from friggin' Kent Hovind. All right? You were born gullible. Like, Jesus, you could lead a horse to water.
You're critical about everything that you hear. Make your mind up for crying out loud.
The point is that he still had no defense for the idea that I reject. And
I don't need a defense for you, Saka. You suppress the truth and unrighteousness. You don't know what you're talking about. I can kill these conversations in 3 minutes simply by going to the precept, by simply asking you a couple of questions. Like, for example, how do you define what a God is?
Oh my God, this boy don't know nothing. That's not even a part of the fucking precept. He don't even know how to precept.
Because there's a lot of different religions out there, and as soon as you just appeal to one religion, I'm going to say you're anti-Christian. I'm not going to say you're atheist. You do know the difference between an anti-Christian or anti-Christ versus an atheist, right? There is a big difference between the two.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, folks. All right. I'm speechless.
Type of transcendental God. He didn't even want to try to defend that. I think G-Man wants to know why people don't engage him. His reason?
No, people want to engage me. You don't want to engage me.
False, blatantly false. You make it. You make anybody of reasonable, from genius level intelligence to just average level intelligence, like regret ever talking to your dumb ass, because it is a useless, fruitless endeavor. You don't learn anything. You don't like to engage. Like all you do is rant and preach. That's all you do. You don't listen. All right. Be better off talking to a goddamn fish trying to teach it math with rocks.
Because I'm not falling for your kindergarten argument against my God that anybody can debunk in their sleep.
Yeah. It's the same reason that you had, MP, when you were trying to get him to ask these questions. Is that you wanted to push down the road of nuance.
Oh, by the way, MP made a video saying that when I answer his questions, you guys do know I got multiple personalities phone number. You know I called him and I answered some of those questions.
Yeah, no one cares, and you probably gave some dumbass answer anyway. Yeah, but in just to sum it up, yeah, he don't understand metaphors. I'm not really surprised. I guess he's just one of those people who just is so socially inept that he just lacks the ability to pick up on these cues when they occur. So it's natural for him to take it literal. The problem is it's very insipid. It's not very coherent, and anytime he tries to invoke this type of rhetoric in conversations with atheists, he tends to make himself look like a complete fucking idiot. I don't know if he thinks that this is effective. No one else does it. That's why I think it's weird that he keeps on doing it, despite the fact that Veckel doesn't do this, Ronnie doesn't do this, Antonio doesn't do this, Tommy doesn't do it. No one he likes does this crap. Not the smart theists, and certainly not his clown car posse buddies. So I guess he thinks God wants him to act dumb so he could attract more Christians. But really, if assuming all this is true, I doubt God has anything to do with this. I think Satan is just trolling G-Man. But since I'm an atheist, I just think that honestly, G-Man was just G-Man was born not very bright, and his environment sort of reinforced that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this. This is Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Stop by there to know, and peace out. El Satan. Good night.